Hello and welcome to another Maximum Power Up video. I'm Paul. Today it's going to be a look back at another magazine, one I wasn't actually planning to cover, but it's been lucky enough that it is something now I can have a quick look at, which I'll stop babbling and actually get to the point. Now, basically a couple of weeks ago I got given a load of old PlayStation 1 magazines, just like a few of them there, so I've basically spent a lot of my journey to and from work looking through them, sort of reliving a few of magazines of gaming's past, and that's when last week I sent out a tweet and it was advertising the old magazine Arcade. Now, I put that I never got round to actually reading Arcade. I think it was around the time when I got rid of like all my old magazines, very late 90s, so it just totally, missed me by really. Now, a bit later on that day, Paul Driscoll from the Drisk, from Retro Silent Podcast, who's done a lot of great work for them and still doing loads of great work for them, he sent me a message, kind enough to say he had a couple of spare issues that he didn't mind sending me. So when I got home yesterday, managed to get these two through the post. Now, I thought Arcade only lasted a few issues. I was actually getting mixed up with Maximum. Arcade lasted 24 issues, so up to October 2000. So still, quite a key time, covering most of the Dreamcast lifespan, really. And I just thought what I'd do is, I've not had a proper chance to have a proper read through them just yet, but try and, give a few of my, opinions on the magazine. So, like I say, I'm just going to obviously have a quick look at issue 3, which is from February 1999. So, like I say, I've been looking through the PlayStation magazines from, the same month and everything. So on the cover here, we've got Ridge Racer 4, saying it's going to be, more or less saying it's going to be better than Gran Turismo. So first thing that I noticed about this magazine, like really glossy magazine. Looks like, up to high standard, done by Future Publishing. So it's a multi-format magazine. Obviously around this time I would say that things like Games Master just, didn't really cut it as much. I think Games Master sort of just covers for that sort of younger gamer, especially nowadays. Although you saw an edge on the newsstands as well at this time, because that had been going for about 6 years. So, like I say, we've got loads of stuff there on the contents pages. One of the first things you notice is how much stuff is actually in here. But the one thing that actually jumped out to me straight away is, like I say, this comes from someone who's bought a lot of magazines over the years and used to buy so many different ones. You've got Neil West, the editor, here, just like he's obviously a little column. Now, to me, he was quite well known for being, for his book on a load of Sega magazines, Sega Power, a load of others. So when I've been going through all my other magazines that I've got in my boxes over there, it was obviously a recognisable name. So again, nothing special and nothing different really with starting with the letters page. I messaged Drisk earlier on and said it does remind me a little bit of Total Film magazine, which again, same publisher, so there's going to be a few similarities in regards to like how it's set out. But that's obviously a good thing, because I absolutely loved Total Film when it came out. I think it was about 1997 when that launched, and I spent like every month making sure I bought that magazine and just soaking it all in. Anyway, one thing I do want to point out is this great advert here for Virgin Megastore, quite topical at the time. I used to work for Virgin Megastore around this time as well, so I remember just about this offer where you buy a game and you can obviously get a sticker and get a free game. I used to work at the Bolton one. It was a good laugh, for like my first full-time job. And what we have got here is a nice looking package there for Metal Gear Solid. I actually used to have this CD. I can't remember how I got it. I must have had it given it to me because I never actually got on to buying Metal Gear. You've got the big story this month is that the Dreamcast is on its way. Now, like everyone knows by now, it didn't really last for that long. Speaking of Dreamcast, my local game shop today had a mint condition box Dreamcast. Everything's still in its box, everything's still in its bags. They wanted 55 quid for it, which is absolutely fantastic price, but I just can't justify spending any more money on retro games at the moment. Not when I've got, I know you can't see them all, but I've got so much to play and so much to get through. So, anyway, moving on. One of the features I've got, because I've looked at it, obviously the other issue as well, is looking at some arcades. Obviously at the time, arcades still going. So here it's looking at Sega World in London, a place that I've never actually been to, but one of the hosts of Retro Gaming Daily Show, Andy Godoy, he used to work there, so he did an episode on how he used to work there, and it sounds absolutely fantastic, really does. Then we've got a preview for Mario Party. Now, one of the things that stands out is, you know, like the pages and everything, really good screenshots, dead bright, dead colourful, quite a bit of information about it as well. It's something I don't remember ever coming out. Prince Naseem boxing, but again I've seen it in the PlayStation magazines as well. Then we've also got the first Smash Brothers game as well, so around this time we had a few massive N64 games. Smash Brothers I never actually really got into. I just think it's a bit crazy, you know, just so much going on, especially like with the new ones. Now, again, another thing that I do like, again being into all the old magazines, we've got little columns by quite a few magazine legends, well, industry legends we'll say. So here we've got Jason Brooks, he used to work at Superplay. Then obviously we've got Julian Mignol, everyone knows who he is. Neil Jackson, that one doesn't jump out to me, or Simon Cox to be fair, but a couple of games legends there definitely. Then we have got an interview with Alan Shearer, obviously like one of England's main centre forward back then. Got a feature on, and I had a proper look at all these, the top 50 most painful gaming moments. Just quickly shout out a couple of those. So we have got, tell you what, we'll have a quick look at a couple from the top 10. Death of Lara Croft falling all the way down to the bottom of cliffs. Also we've got Carnage. Hang on, what's this? Just a load of pile-ups of cars and things. But number one, for your aggravation only. So being gunned down in GoldenEye. Don't look as impressive anymore, but I'm sure back then in 1999 it looked absolutely stunning. Then again, after the news story of the Dreamcast, like I say, just a couple of pages saying it is on its way to the UK, we've got Sega's Dreamcast 25 Things You Need to Know. So this, as everyone knows, was Sega's last console, showing quite a few different things, and this is a really good feature, you know, it's really in depth, showing loads of pictures of the console itself, dead close up and everything, really impressed by that. Then showing the VMUs, telling you about it, so it's sort of like the perfect buyer's guide. And then here we've got, again, a few games industry people saying what they think of the console and everything like that. So again, I recognise quite a few of these from the old magazines. Say you've got like Andy Dyer, who used to work on Total. What else? We've got Neil West, obviously the editor of this magazine. So again, it's good to see quite a few of these old names that I recognise. And then we've also got another big feature on Just Started. So like I say, this is a new year, and it's having a look at some of the games to try out, you know, for whatever console you've got. So be it the original PlayStation, so you've obviously got things like a few tips for a few key games, some classic games to try out, a few games just to rent to see if you actually like them, you know, not about very bad games, but it's stuff like Crash Bandicoot 3, Oddworld, Spyro the Dragon. I've also got the very funny little box here, Pub Ammo, bit childish in a way, but you know, like my Drisk console's better than the other consoles, you know, just like back at the days of school. Then we've got a couple of pages on the N64, including obviously covering the expansion pack, 30 quid, that's crazy, but quite a few games, you know, did use it. And then you've obviously got a feature here on the PC. Then we have got the charts. We've also got a little bit of stuff here on a bit of like retro type gaming with some rare computers and consoles. So even back then, you know, it was a magazine that was obviously covering retro gaming slightly. Just moving on a little bit, whatever happened to Jeff Minter, someone obviously we've met now quite a few times. Then we've got a feature on Miyamoto, looking through his career. I just whiz that on a little bit. There's a massive player's guide to Tomb Raider 3, because obviously no internet back then, so, well, there was internet, but obviously not as popular as it is now. Now this one feature that I do like, basically games night, where obviously if you have a few challenges and obviously write up to see how we get on. Something that I've done games night with mates, not for quite a while though, and it's just like a fun feature really. Speaking of Total Film before, we've got a feature there on it, well a picture on it I should say. And then we've got the review section, so already over 100 pages into it, which is crazy, you know how much stuff is in this magazine. And the good thing is, it's not all just adverts either. You know, like some magazines have been, especially like when I used to buy Game Pro and stuff like that, and Electronic Gaming Monthly, well mainly the American mags. So then we've obviously got a few reviews, a game called Devil Dice, quite rare, something I've never actually played though, but got 4 out of 5. So you've got big, you know, page reviews, and you've got a few smaller ones just in little boxes. Just moving on a little bit, it breaks it all down into each format as well. So again, colour coded at the top, which is quite nice, especially if you're just flicking through it. So something for everyone really, you know, for all owners. And then here we've got the new Dreamcast games in the import section. And then it's good that obviously it covers, you know, the import scene, because I think it was still obviously alive then, even when we've done the episodes. And Chris Smith, he stated, you know, he imported some of his consoles back then. You know, it's something that I think has changed quite a bit now. And then we've obviously got our other systems here, such as arcade machines, Game Boy Color, peripherals, all reviewed and rated. Films and video, it's definitely like Total Film this bit. Some of the top films there, like the Psycho remake and Lost in Space, so awful films really. And then we've got a few gadgets, mini disc player and stuff like that. And then right at the back, like all magazines, an A to Z with all the different titles. So a lot in here. Oh, that's the last thing. Time Warp, 2 pages of retro gaming. So again, definitely ahead of its time there, because no one really bothered with retro gaming. In fact, it wasn't even really known as retro gaming then. It was just old games. Anyway, that's obviously my thoughts on Arcade. I will be obviously looking for more of these magazines, because I do actually want to see if we can fill the set with there's only 20 odd to collect. I want to say again, thanks to everyone who's downloaded episode 6. It's done extremely well. We are after MP3s for episode 7, all about Football Manager and Champ Manager. We want your experiences, just 2 or 3 minutes. Send them to maximumpowerup@hotmail.com, and then obviously we can put them in the show. We need them really by the first few days into August, so we can get it out by the 7th. Alright, thanks for watching and listening to me waffle on again. I'll see you soon. Cheers. Bye.